If I had a nickel for every time somebody asked about my opening, I'd probably have 3 nickels. These are the scenes that set the mood for their respective films in the most memorable way. We're talking about best horror openings. Okay.
That's good. You wrote a good one.
I wrote a good one. So good I
Yeah.
can't even say it. That cold open about openings was so fucking good. I couldn't even say it.
I know. It's probably
Mhm.
the best opening ever that we've
I
had
think
so far.
so. And it makes sense to be in our best opening episode. Have
It's
the
good
best
to be
opening when
open.
you're talking about openings.
James, so you told me you watched House by the Cemetery. Mommy.
Oh my god. And when he's saying mommy, his mouth is going like his mouth is going. I'm sorry for anyone that can't see this. Like literally, the mouth is it's opening like a fish opens its mouth, like bah. But he's going, mommy, and I'm like, what? I also halfway through was like, I'm pretty sure I think the ADR is from like an adult woman. I think like a teenage girl is doing the dubbing for that little boy.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense that would be a child.
Bob.
Absolutely no sense.
Isn't his name Bob?
Bob. Yes.
Yeah,
Now literally,
Bob.
Bob,
Bob.
Bob, Bob, bitch.
Mommy.
You keep leave the kitchen. Stop saying Bob 17 times from the kitchen table. Like check another room or call him fucking Robert because this is 1981. And I don't know. Oh my god, that movie was just like it was not it for me. Like the kills were cute though.
Okay, at the end when Bob's like in the basement trying to get the stairs and trying to get the door open and he's like coming behind him, that for me panic inducing.
Well, it was so creepy, but I think by then I was just so mad. I was just so annoyed and I was like, kill them all. I was like, please murder all of them. And I'm glad that almost all of them died.
How
But
do
I
you
was
not know
like,
that someone's in your basement? Like how do you not know?
how do you not care? Like how many people went into that basement and the door would like creak so loudly and they would not turn around. It would slam shut and there'd be like 3 beats. It would slam shut and they'd go, huh. But it happens so much. And so then they come down again and they're shocked that the door closes behind them. Again, shocked that it closes behind them. The next person comes down, shocked that it closes behind them. I was like, and then at one point they're like, he's like, there's a monster and blah, blah, blah. And Anne's dead, her head everywhere and something, something, whatever. And then also Anne and that husband were, they were doing something, but they like left the door open all night. Like if your kid, who I don't have a kid and I don't want one, but if my kid were like, there's a monster in the basement, I wouldn't number one, go down there and make the kid go first, which she does. And then look in one spot. She doesn't check the basement at all. She literally like walks down to the bottom and goes, see, nothing anywhere. And then they go back upstairs and then she leaves the door open all night long. So he walks back down at the kitchen and like looks over and it's open. And he's like, mommy, Anne. Oh my God.
Mommy. Yeah.
Mommy.
Oh, Bob.
May, a little girl.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Gates of Hell person.
Okay. Yeah.
City of the Living Dead. I think that's the better. Because House by the Cemetery is technically like the 3rd movie of the Gates of Hell trilogy, which, aren't really connected or anything. It's not,
that's what I figured.
It's just considered his Gates of Hell trilogy. There's Gates of Hell, there's Beyond, and then House by the Cemetery. So
yeah,
I think the Beyond and Gates of Hell are a lot better. Yeah, you don't have annoying little Bob running around. Well, hi everyone. This is Don't Be Dead. I'm Derek.
And I'm James. And today's episode is called Show Me Your Opening because we're talking about some of the most iconic movie opening scenes in horror.
And spoiler alert, this show is for people who've probably seen most of these already. We assume that you've seen most of the horror films that we are discussing. If not, or if you don't care, keep listening. But if you do, fair warning, we're going to spoil the shit out of this stuff.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want your opening spoiled. These jokes are getting old fast. Okay, before we assume the position, it's disgusting. It's game time.
Oh no.
Oh yes. This week's game is called Guess That Opening. I'm your host and Derek is today's opening kill.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is how it's going to go. I'm going to play the sound of technically the title card of a movie. So this is the sound or music or whatever audio is happening at the time that the title shows up in these films. So it should
Okay.
be called Guess That Title Card, but that's not nearly a fun enough name. So it's Guess My Opening. How about that? Now I'm gonna play the first one. Are you ready to play Guess That Opening?
Always ready. I am
Always
always
ready.
ready. Yeah. I
Stay
stay ready,
you're
so I
gonna
don't have to get
ready.
ready.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Number 1.
Candyman.
Yes. Some of these are-
Candyman.
Yep. Candyman. Okay, a little delayed. I got it. I got there. Okay, we're doing this. Number 2.
Is it Hocus Pocus?
That's the thing. It sounds like Hocus Pocus.
It sounds like Hocus Pocus, doesn't it? The Witches?
Similar.
The Witches?
It is The Witches.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But does that count even though I guessed wrong the first time?
We're going to give it to you because
Okay,
literally
thank you.
I even was listening and I was like, is this actually like I was watching it say The Witches and I was like, I'm listening to Hocus Pocus.
The
Okay.
music sounded similar. Yeah.
The music and then the laugh that sounds like Bette Midler. Must be Angelica Houston, the icon, the one and only. But
Mother.
hey, Mother. Number 3.
Oil storage units continue to burn out of control at the huge Texaco refinery near the Texas-Louisiana border. Oil storage units continue to burn out of control at the huge Texaco refinery near the Texas-Louisiana border.
Oh, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's the first
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yes, it's the original. So it's like it happens after they show like that monument with the skeleton on it and whatever. And you're
Yes.
listening to like a radio broadcast the whole time. Okay. Guess that opening. Number 4. Let's start it over.
It sounds like Halloween 4 or something. But
It does sound like Halloween 4. It's
it
not
sounds like
that.
Halloween 4. Play it again, James. Give me a hint.
It is way more modern than Halloween 4.
Okay.
It's come out in the past like 25. It's come out in the 2000s at some point. In
Okay.
any 25 years that we've had 2000s already, it's one of those.
We've had 25 of those already.
Yeah, we had 25 of those.
Okay, one more time. Terrifier?
Mm-mm. It is
I don't know.
Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the title, like it's the long road with nothing on it, and then like the title shows up, and then it actually like the title shows up for like 11 seconds. And I was like, we're gonna get a copyright strike, so I just did like 6 seconds or 7 seconds of it or something. Okay, this is number Cinque. Do you know what language that is?
No.
It's one of only 2 words that I know in Italian. Cinque means 5. You're
Twinkway.
welcome. Twinque. The way of the twink. Okay. Number 5.
Resident Evil.
Yes, that soundtrack is there. I even
Mhm.
turned up the background music a little bit just to make sure. Okay, number 6. This is great. You're doing
You're
fantastic.
not playing my. You didn't play my dinghy.
Oh.
I like
Number
this
6.
game. I like
This
this
is fun,
game.
right? I love this. I love the sound guessing game.
Yeah.
The last one we did, I felt bad, so I needed something. No one knows an opening like Derek. Number 6. I gotta get this.
Oh, that's House of Wax. Ho.
That is House of Wax. I left a little bit of the thing in there because I'm like, he's gonna probably recognize the sound, but my brain does that where I know a sound, and if it goes into the next part, like I already know where it's going, and I'm like, you have to know House of Wax.
Is playing Deftones Minerva. Yes.
Okay. Number
Give me my
7.
dinghy.
Oh, dinghy! Damn it! I'm so bad at dinghies. There we go.
But
Okay,
a savant of openings.
A savant of openings. Yes. You won't tell me otherwise. Number 7. This one, I think you're gonna go. Of course.
Is it Return of the Living Dead?
No, but it's close. It's a bop.
It is a bop, though. I know I've heard this before.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Return of the Living Dead.
Mm-mm.
It sounds like a zombie thing, though.
Almost.
Oh, is it Night of the Demons?
It's Night of the Demons.
Yes. Sorry, I knew it was going to come to me eventually. There we go.
Okay, now number 8.
Carrie?
It is Carrie. Okay, that was not tough at all. Crushed it. All the boobies in the locker room.
I've seen that movie. I've seen that opening.
I've seen that opening. There's a lot of openings on that opening. Nancy Allen whipping the openings with her towel. Okay, this is the last one. I almost just said this is and the name of the movie. All right, last one. Wait, did I give you a?
You did.
Okay, well, you deserve 2. Okay, here we go.
That's Halloween 4.
That is Halloween 4. If you did not get that, laptop closed, podcast canceled.
Done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, done. We also just watched this like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
That's
a game.
On a MacBook. We watched it on a MacBook.
We watched it
Yep.
on a MacBook on Shudder. Thank you, Shudder. We could not figure out how to get that shit to connect to the hotel TV, but that's fine.
I think
We
that
made it
TV
work.
was locked down.
Probably because it would
Because
not
usually you
recognize
can do
the
that.
HDMI. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that time. So you did amazing, Derek. And your prize is going to be a handful of Don't Be Dead stickers that I already sent you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, James.
Uh,
I loved all the Don't Be Dead merch that you sent me. You sent me a
Yes.
cup. You sent
Mhm.
me stickers. You sent me a phone
Stickers.
case.
Phone case.
I mean, we got merch.
We got merch. It's cute. We're going to have more merch.
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my neck.
Oh, there you
Right
go.
here.
And we're going to sell that. We're going to sell that chunk of skin from Derek's neck after.
The QR code right here too.
Yes, just scan my Adam's apple to like, comment, and subscribe.
No, that stuff's really cool. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, no, I was like, we need to have cool stuff just for us, and then eventually for other people. But like, how are you going to know if you want people to buy it if you don't try it out yourself? And I will say,
know.
except for this, we might not go with this exact cup because if you notice, it goes like there's like a little air thingy in here.
It queefs.
Every time it queefs every single time I take a sip. Maybe it makes the sip that much better actually. So, but you did amazing.
Thank you,
with
James. That was
with
fun.
that was fun, right? Good. We'll do more of those, more openings and such. Sorry,
I do like the audio ones that you have been like throwing at me lately.
You threw a couple games at me the first time that had such like effort and research put into them, and I was like, dirt, I got some trivia cards. So I'm like, we're not doing that anymore. Like James is coming prepared, or James isn't coming. So,
Ew.
like I'm gonna show the fuck up.
Okay, let's talk about horror movie opening scenes. The first one I'm talking about is It Follows.
Oh,
Right?
Ooh, yes,
You've seen this movie, right?
I have seen that movie.
Okay. So for those of you just listening and who have not subscribed to the Patreon to see the video, I'm holding up this beautiful box set from second sight of It
This is it.
Follows. It's the Blu-ray.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God, what an opening. When I went to go see this movie in the theater, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I don't know if I went in blind. I definitely saw a trailer of it, but I didn't really know much about what was happening, right? Like I didn't know.
They gave you a vague enough idea, but they didn't spoil anything.
Right. Like they didn't say that it was like a sex curse, and stuff like
Right.
that. It was just kind of, I don't know. I honestly, I need to go back and rewatch the trailer because I don't even remember what it looked like, but I remember not knowing anything about it.
It would probably seem
So-
so obvious now. Whenever I watch a trailer
Yeah.
afterwards, I'm like, oh, they gave away half the thing. They didn't. I just know now.
So it opens up with just like a wide shot in like a, neighborhood on a house. And then all of a sudden the front door like bursts open. You see this girl running out in like her panties and high heels,
How you gonna run in your front yard, Derek?
How else do you do it? That's how I
do
do it. That's how I cut my
Mhm.
grass. That's how
Yeah,
I check the mail.
Exactly. Go to the neighbor's house asking for eggs and butter,
Yeah.
like in my panties, and I burst through the door. how they do in South
So
Carolina.
she's running from something and you can't see it. The audience can't see it, but she's just freaking out. She gets in her car and just takes off. And next thing you know, she's just sitting on the shore of like a lake, I think, and talking to her dad, crying, saying she loves him, sorry. And she looks off in the distance and like you assume she sees something, but then like the camera cuts and it's just like focused on her car, but we can't see what she sees. And then a very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a
Jarring.
jolting cut
Yeah.
of, you know, I guess like the next day the sun's come up or later that day. And like this girl has been just mutilated. Like her leg, it's a very iconic, like kind of scene.
That
Her
leg.
legs bent backwards.
Oof.
Yes. Mhm.
So
Or not backwards,
specific.
just like it, not the
The
right
wrong way. Yeah, not
Yeah.
the like it's no, it is backward. It's like up, and then like where her knee is usually would go down. Her knee goes like, no, we're gonna go this way.
Yeah.
Like it's like a
Ouch.
snap back. Oh, and yeah, it's jarring because it's like you're kind of hyper focused. Like, what is she looking at? It's almost like I remember Wes Craven used to say this a lot. Like he would constantly like show something and like force your perspective. They force your perspective and it's kind of building towards something. So then when it suddenly just cuts to, I don't think there's even like a loud noise. I think it's just silent. It just
I
cuts
think
to
it
her
is.
on the beach. It is scary because it's scary that it suddenly happens, but then it's even scarier that like her leg is bent the wrong way. I think her heel is still on her foot too.
It is. She was dressed very cute, you know, just be running around in panties and heels.
Oh
But,
yeah, adorable.
it really sets you up for like the rest of the movie. It kind of like
Mhm.
builds like a sense of dread. It's like, oh my God, you know, and
Mhm.
like she just seemed like, you know, girl next door type, you know, just
Mhm.
a regular person. It's like, what did this to her? And then, you know, it jumps to like, okay, well, here's, you know, the actual characters that you're gonna kind of be spending some time with, and
Mhm.
they're just normal people, and you start to learn about them, you care about them, and I don't know, I didn't want anything bad to happen to these people. They were like,
Right.
you know,
I liked
fine
them.
young folks.
The boy was like so sweet, and the opening, because sometimes you have like an opening that might be like a cool opening, but it doesn't maybe pertain to the rest of the movie as much. Like it's there to be a cool opening, but it doesn't set anything up. And that scene like perfectly sets up, like you said, the tone of what's to come. You're
It
gonna
lets
have
you
a
know
lot
the
of
threat is a big deal. Like
yes,
it is
like
a
we're
serious
running
threat.
around. There's a threat we can't see, and then this is what's gonna happen if it gets you. So then when it does get close enough to people, like you're scared for them, especially like you said, because you like the characters. Oh yeah, no, that's good. That's a good pick. That's cute.
God, I just remember when this movie came out, after I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I've never seen, I mean, I've seen simple movies like that before, but like, I
Mhm.
just appreciated how simple the premise
I was gonna
was.
say so
Like
simple.
minimal special effects. It's how they do that, you know?
Yeah, how do you do that? It's called good writing. It's called good
It is good
filmmaking.
writing. It's good.
I'm excited for the sequel.
Are they making a sequel?
Yeah, what's her face is coming back, the same writer director, and it's called
Micah
They
Monroe's
Follow.
coming back?
Yep,
And what's it called? I'm sorry.
They Follow.
Okay.
Right. I'm like,
There's a lot of
okay,
them.
there's a bunch of them. It's like the aliens to Alien, you know, like we're just gonna make them plural now.
I was curious if it was gonna be like a prequel kind of thing. Part of me, like, okay, just like you're naturally inquisitive about the origin of that curse. Like, where did it come from? You know, but like part of me is like at the same time, it's like, well, maybe I don't want them to tell me because it's kind of what's a little creepy about it. It's just like an urban legend, or maybe it turns into an urban legend kind of a thing. I don't know.
I would kind of like to know less. So I mean, I'm fine with them giving like inklings of an idea of what it is, but I'd rather them give us like a Halloween explanation of Michael Myers' situation instead of giving us like a Halloween 2 explanation of Michael Myers kind of thing. Like when they
It's
make
her
it
sister,
too
yeah.
specific, or really if we go into like, you know, Rob Zombie's Halloween, where it's like, you know, it's very like this is exactly what happened and this is blah blah blah. No, I don't want all that.
Don't spell it out. Let them
don't spell it
flip
out.
through some pages, you know,
Yes.
of like a book about, you know, demons or curses, and
Yeah, and be
let
it
them
could
just
be
scan a
this.
page real quick.
Yeah, like even what is it? The you mentioned Return of the Living Dead earlier, where they even are like, I thought that if you like, you know, like
Shot them in
chopped
the
off
head.
their head or shot them in the head, whatever, that they died, and they're like, I don't know, it's how they do it in the movies. Like, you don't need to explain it for it to be, you know, scary or whatever. If you do a good enough job of making the threat real and the characters likable, then period.
Oh, What a perfect movie. I don't think you and I've ever talked about it that much.
No, it doesn't. Well, we usually talk about like really not crappy. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
No,
Campy
crappy.
80s films. Well, crappy. Yeah. We talk about like bad movies and we talk about like slasher movies mostly, I feel like.
What do you
This
even consider It
podcast
Follows?
is
What
broadening our
genre is
horizons.
that?
I mean, my brain just goes to thriller just because that's a very vague, but is it paranormal? A paranormal thriller?
Yeah.
That's what it
Supernatural.
is.
Yeah.
Supernatural thriller. There she is. Speaking of supernatural thrillers, well, not the best. One of the my favorite horror movie openings is from Scream. It's not supernatural thriller at all. Which we're looking at Casey Becker's iconic beautiful face right now, played by Drew Barrymore. In the same, well, you know what? Not even in the same respect. Like your opening that you just described from It Follows, like perfectly sets up what's to come. This movie does that, but it's kind of like it sets the tone for the movie, and the movie never stops being that. Like the movie is, I just think, like so, it's like almost perfect from start to finish. Scream is a great movie,
Mhm.
and it brought horror back to the mainstream, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like it's even 6 movies in, it still stands as like in the franchise, the best opening scene, I would think. And then in like horror slasher kind of in that whole subgenre, still also one of the best horror openings. Like you have also, I think because when it came out in the 90s, like we didn't have cell phones. So the cordless phone that she's walking around with was still maybe a luxury to some. And she just gets a phone call from someone who asks her what her favorite scary movie is, which now is very cliche, but it's a very long, drawn out scene, and you kind of just feel more and more alone the more she's talking to this killer. And then he gets upset and calls her Blondie, which when I was younger, I had no idea what he said. We were talking about this with like Halloween 4, when we had no idea that she was like, the kids at school were right. And I was like, it sounds like she's saying like, like I got the same vibe from Drew Barrymore, or from the killer in that part. She is like backing up on the phone and she's like, wait, I forgot exactly what she says. I'm not going to try to butcher the line. He responds with Blondie, meaning he can see what she looks like. But I heard like bloody, Lottie,
I heard
Blondie. I'm like,
Lottie. I heard Lottie. I had
like,
to ask
I
my
don't know.
mom what she said. I'm like, what did he say? She goes,
Yeah.
Blondie. I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm like,
"Oh,
I have no
okay."
idea, but that sets her off. Like, regardless of what she said or what he said, set her off. Just like Cretan. Later on, when they said
Yeah.
Cretan, I was like, I had to look up what Cretan was when Sydney says it. And you get in this opening scene, you get the suspense of the kind of slow burn, like we're building up to an attack or whatever. You get the chase sequence, you get the violence and the kill and the whatever. You get you get a whole movie.
That's
in
what I
the
was gonna say.
first 15
It's like
minutes.
its own short film, kind of.
It
It
is
has a
like a
beginning,
short
middle, and
film.
end. Yeah.
You have almost a final girl, and then Wes Craven, goes and says, let's throw some parents in there. Like, there's nothing more heartbreaking than a character like calling out for their mom, or like, trying to like reach their parents, or a parent finding their kid, whatever. And it can be done in a way that's maybe just a throwaway or silly. And in this one, it is played like dead serious, even though I think she should have ran sooner. But that is the point. The point is that you want her to run. She's not running, as fast or as much as you want. Yeah. Like, I just like when she's calling out for her mom, I was like, this is so sad. I was like, I don't understand what I'm watching. Like, I don't understand how this is not like a dumb slasher movie. Like, I'm very invested, and I'm becoming emotionally attached to this girl who's only been on screen for 10 minutes. And then when the parents are like seeing the aftermath, and the popcorn is burning and the whatever, like, you don't get that. You used to not get that in movies, especially in the opening scene. And then that mom's scream when she sees Drew Barrymore hanging from the tree, and the ratings board told them to cut the scene, like cut the body hanging, because it was too graphic, because her guts are hanging out. But it actually made it better. They said that they sped it up so that it was less on screen, and then they added a couple flashes in there, and that made it actually better. So thank you, ratings board, I guess, for that. But I don't know, that's like chef's kiss of a slasher opening scene.
I agree. And I almost didn't. I was like, do I add this or not? I'm like, if I don't, James probably will. But I'm like, when you talk about horror openings, you can't not mention Scream. You just can't, because you're right. It is perfection. As much, I do love that movie. I get tired of talking about it, is the only thing.
I know. Everyone, like, for a lot of people, it is like their gateway into horror, and I get that, and that is fine. Or because it's so what's the word? Not obtainable. It's anyone can.
It's accessible. It's very
It's
accessible.
accessible. Yes, a very accessible horror film. And even people who are like beginners of horror will like it. Someone who loves horror would mostly still like it. It's got a lot going for it, you know? So fantastic. But everyone does talk about it to death. So I totally understand.
But there's a reason why they talk about it so much is because it's so good, you know?
So
So
good.
I don't, when I say this, is don't act like I don't actually like Scream. I do. I love that movie. I have a whole shelf of like Scream and Ghostface shit, you know? It's just like
In-
on the internet, oh my God. That's just like all anyone wants to talk about,
Every
you know?
bodybuilder has to put on a Scream mask. Everyone has to reenact every Scream scene and the phone call, and they have to wear a blonde wig and be Casey. Like everyone, and sometimes it's cute, but like everyone is like, oh, it's Halloween time. I should just put on a ghost face mask. And now I'm a thirst trap with Scream, whatever. Cool. Good for you. Fantastic.
Let me show you my opening, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great pick. I'm glad you did that because I would
Thank
kind of
you.
feel bad not discussing that one. If you weren't gonna bring it up, I was gonna bring it up at the end. So
Yeah, and I have one that's kind of like that too, but you might bring it up, and if not, I'll throw it in there. But it's yeah.
okay. Great pick and
Oh,
totally justified. Love that.
of course.
My next one, I'm doing some like newer stuff. Like It Follows, and I think this came out maybe a few years earlier. But Chuck and I went to go see this because like, oh my God, I was hyped to see this movie. The trailers looked amazing. The name of the movie alone just screamed Derek, right? So Drag Me to Hell, I thought was like an amazing opening. Do you remember it?
I don't remember the opening at all.
You don't remember the
I've only
opening?
seen it once. The whole movie I've seen once.
Okay, so the opening starts off with you see this little boy, and his parents are taking him to this like giant mansion because they're trying to help him. Apparently, he stole a piece of jewelry from a woman, and she cursed him, you know, for stealing that from them. And it's almost kind of like The Ring. Like I think it's like you only have like 7 days to live, kind of a thing before
Oh, okay.
Satan
You get
comes or
dragged.
demons comes and just drag you straight to hell. So they get to this gigantic house. This guy's trying to maybe perform a ritual on him to help the little boy, but it's too late. The doors burst open and he starts running and he falls from like the balcony and lands on like the big what do you call it, a foyer, and all of a sudden the floor beneath him starts to break open. I mean, this boy is like, he looks like he could be 6 years old, 6 or 7.
Oh my
like he's young.
God.
And all these like demonic hands just come up out of the ground and drag this little boy to hell. The floor closes
Drag
up.
her.
Title screen. Bam. Drag Me to Hell. Like, what?
Talk about
What?
when you kill a kid in a movie, that's like
At the beginning?
ballsy. But at the beginning, not even killed the kid in the beginning. You said, no, the kid's actually going to hell.
Alive.
Alive. The kid is going
Yeah.
to meet Satan while living still.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
So that's Sam Raimi, you know, and I was like,
That's
holy
cute.
shit, he really just went there, you know. I'm like,
Well, he
that's
hadn't
how you
done
do an
anything in a
opening. That's how you grab a bitch and drag them to
That's
hell.
how you
know?
he said, get over here.
Yeah.
He grabbed her by
oh,
her hair.
I just love that movie. I felt so bad for Alison Lohman, her character in it.
That's-
That poor girl went through fucking hell in that movie.
Literally.
And literally, like, can we
Right there.
please have a sequel and go rescue her? Like,
I was surprised that there wasn't because I remember like watching it and being like, oh, that was pretty good. Like I wasn't like super blown away, but I was scared throughout because Sam Raimi knows how to add suspense with weird shit. And then he knows how to jump scare. He's like the precursor to like a James Wan where he loves to misdirect and then jump scare. Or a jump scare will come out of like the most mundane thing. Wes Craven was good for a random jump scare too, but like Sam Raimi, iconic. And it's full of those. There's like, oh my God, I remember this. It's like a goat head, the witch lady, some shadows on the wall, like a bunch of random stuff, but I never watched it again. But it was weird to me that Justin Long watches her, beautiful Justin Long, watches her get pulled down to the depths of hell, you know, and then that's it.
And that's how
And
it is.
that's
You see the tears coming strolling down his face. Like,
Mhm.
okay, it's not a very happy ending, but I've talked about this before. I appreciate movies that just fucking go for it,
Yeah.
and don't
Mhm.
pull punches, even though how devastating it can be, especially when you're super invested in like the lead character or whoever
Mhm.
character it may be,
Yeah.
because the characters were well written in this movie, and like you cared for this girl, and
Mhm.
you didn't feel like, okay, did she do something kind of shitty to deserve this? Not really. I mean, she was trying to get ahead at work. She wouldn't extend this lady's mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Like, is that wrong to do? Kind of shitty? Yeah, but did the punishment fit the crime? I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Felt bad for her big time. And not only did she get dragged to hell, but now she can't be with Justin Long anymore. And I think that's the biggest crime.
I know. She just bought that cute jacket. I know. Ugh.
You know what?
So, Drag Me to Hell. Give this one a rewatch, James.
I'll rewatch
this
it.
at some point.
I
Yeah.
might have it on DVD somewhere. All right. Now, yeah, you're doing more modern stuff. I've got like not super old. I mean, this one is super old, but just celebrated a 50th anniversary actually. But mine are like a lot of 90s, early 2000s kind
I
of. But
love that.
I
Yeah,
do,
I
I'm
think I'm
glad that you
working
like that.
backwards here.
Oh, okay. Like time
I've got a
wise.
mix. Yeah.
Okay, mine's a big mix. Like I'm jumping from Scream to this, which is totally different. But I feel like you can't talk about horror movie openings and not talk about Jurors. Oh, I'm
You
holding up
can't.
a tape of Jaws. I'm so sorry. I said Jurors, but like someone who's not watching would not know what Jurors is. I'm holding up the special collector's edition letterboxed copy of Jaws, the 1975 shark film Jaws.
Perfect opening.
Holy, thank you. It's very kind of you to say, but I want to talk about the movie instead. That whole, that whole opening is where I was going to go with that. But like the puns just write themselves,
Hmm.
It's nothing is happening. It's like very chill and quiet. And you're going into it, like, you're watching a movie called Jaws. You're watching a shark movie. You don't know what the vibe is going to be, though. And this is 1975. So even more so, they're like, I don't know what am I watching? They don't know who Steven Spielberg is yet. And it's just this like chill, cool, but slightly suspenseful. Like something is probably going to happen. You're a little on edge and uneasy. It goes from like a very public, tons of people on the sand to just two people on the beach. And then one of them passes out drunk. And then we get Chrissy. There you go, Chrissy. I'm trying to think of how she says her name. He's like, what was your name? And she's like, Chrissy. And she jumps in the water. And so she jumps in the water and she's swimming around.
Iconic. Love her.
Iconic. Yes, queen behavior. Okay, anyway, so yeah, she's swimming around, paddling, doing whatever the hell she does with her boobs out and such. In a PG rated movie with her boobs out and everything. And the sudden jolt of her getting pulled by what you assume is a shark and then dragged. They drag this bitch, her screaming, the way she, like, it is so scary and jarring and unnerving. And they cut back to him on the beach and he's not doing a damn thing. And then back to her and she's freaking out and she grabs onto this buoy. And of course, you've seen nothing except her reaction to the thing happening in the water. There's absolutely no shot of a shark or a fin or anything in this scene. It's also nighttime. She grabs the buoy, thinks that she's safe, gets dragged off the buoy. And I was so uncomfortable.
Can you say buoy one more time?
Yeah, buoy. Is it a Baba Buoy? Fafa
Baba
Buoy? So
Buoy.
a Baba Buoy. Yeah, that's a sequel to the Babadook, where he comes out as gay. So she gets dragged off the buoy, which is, you think, is like her safe space. And that last scream when she's like, God, please help, and then just gulp underwater, and it is silent. I don't know about you, but that scared the shit out of me as a kid. And it's still sad to watch now. Like the same with Scream. Like I still feel bad watching it now. I know the
I ain't getting in the water.
No, ain't getting in the water.
Not me.
You won't catch me in my Speedo. Don't worry.
At night. They went swimming at night. Why?
Well, it was 1975 and Jaws hadn't come out yet, so they didn't realize that sharks exist in the water and will eat you. And like imagine, and like people still left their doors unlocked back then. It's the equivalent of when they left their doors unlocked. Kids were put in the back seat on like metal seats with no seatbelts or something like this. They were free balling it back in the 70s. Trial and error was still happening. A lot of error was still going on.
God.
So, God,
and
so good.
Again,
the movie's fantastic, but
sets up the tone for the rest
Mhm.
of the movie. The audience knows there's a threat out there. Everybody else is unaware, and it's like, don't get in that water. You
Right,
gonna
don't get in
die.
that water. You're going to it and there's so much it's a dialogue heavy movie, but it's handled with great care. It's never boring, in my opinion. But
Mm-mm.
because you know that there's a threat and you don't know what the threat is exactly. You know it's a shark, but because you haven't seen it yet, it leaves more to your imagination. And Steven Spielberg and everyone involved in the movie said the shark animatronic thing not working actually helped the film because you were supposed to see the shark in the opening. A lot of the scenes where you're supposed to see the shark because the shark wasn't working. Bruce was the shark's name. They had to improvise, and the improvisations worked out better than if they had the big machine like go gulp, 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 whatever. There's only a few shark attacks in the whole film. There's like 3 in a 2-hour movie, but they did
Is
such a
that
great
it?
job, right? It's her, it's the boy, the Kittner boy, and then there's the guy in the pond. That's it. And then I'm at the very end, you have Quint
Yeah.
dies. But there's like an hour and something before they even get like on the boat to go hunt the shark. The first like hour and 15 minutes of the movie is them just on land, just stay
You're
landlocked.
right. You're
Don't go in
right.
the water. But
I've never considered that.
it's handled with such care. The pacing is so great, but because they established because they established the threat at like the perfect kind of time increments, you're on edge the whole time. Like almost when you think you're maybe feeling comfortable, you're kind of forgetting like, oh yeah, it's a shark movie. They're like, what? Shark attack.
Yeah.
Oh, there is forgot his name, whatever. They go looking for someone's boat. Ed? No.
There's a jump
Ted
scare.
Hollister.
Yeah.
There's a jump
Mhm.
scare. Yes, they find the boat and he has been dead. But you didn't see him get attacked, but
Don't they find his
still.
head, like his
His
decapitated
head,
or something?
yes. And that
Yeah.
was filmed at like someone's pool, I guess, as like a last minute thing. They're like, you need like a jump. You need like another beat because it's too
Mhm.
much time of nothing happening. And I'm glad that they did that. But yeah, no, that opening scene, simple. So simple. So good.
You're going with some classics. I like that.
I'm classy. And that's why
Says
I'm about to mix
who?
it up. Nothing else, the Community. Nothing else that I'm choosing is classy though. So here we go.
Well, I'm about to throw something really trashy up. 2004 Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake, I think, has a incredible opening sequence. I love a movie that just kind of throws you into it, like the
Mhm.
action of it, just kind of right off the bat. And this one does that. It opens with an actress I love, Sarah Polley, like
Sarah Polley.
Queen.
She
She's
didn't
done
do
some
enough.
great films.
Mhm.
And she's also, I saw her recently in something called, I can't think of the name of this. It's a show on Apple TV with Seth Rogen. She's playing like a director on.
Oh, is it the studio? I was gonna say she actually she's directed some stuff too.
Is
I
it
forgot
called
what
The
I watched.
Studio or
It's
something?
called The Studio. I think it's like Apple
Yeah.
TV. I've heard it's amazing. Oh, I didn't know she's in it. That's awesome.
She's in a very cool episode that I've seen. I haven't seen it all. She might be in more of it, but the episode I saw her in, it's all about she's trying to do one of those. She's trying to wrap her movie, but she wants to do it in one long continuous shot where it's like, they don't cut at all.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen is like the executive producer or whatever. He goes to visit the set and he keeps like fucking it up. He keeps like interrupting them and like messing the shot up. But what's cool about it is that they're trying to do this. It's double layered. So they're trying to get this one long shot, but that episode is all done in one take as well.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. Watch it.
Oh, God, there's a movie that has like a 12-minute. Oh, I'm mentioning this without even knowing the name of the movie. I think it's like Kevin Costner. No, not Kevin Costner. Chris Klein is in or something like that. I don't know. It is like a 12-minute opening scene that's all one shot. And I think up until that point, and probably for a while after, was like the longest one take. And it wasn't like one take where some movies will actually kind of cheat and they hide cuts. Like it literally was one whole take. I think it also took place in Hollywood. I remember.
That's cool.
If someone is listening and knows what I'm talking about, let me know down in the comments what the name of the movie is because I do not recall. But someone showed it in film class.
Have you seen One Cut of the Dead?
No, I've heard of it. It's like a found footage.
It's a Japanese found footage film.
Zombie something.
What?
Is it zombie?
It's
Zombies?
zombie. They're trying to make a zombie movie, but then actual
but the
zombies become a thing, and
When you try to make a zombie movie, zombies will come. So,
but it's all like one cut,
Oh, it's
Yep.
all one, like
Mhm.
one. Got you. Ooh, cute.
Mhm. Very cool movie. But
Very cool
anyways, back to Dawn of the
Yes.
Dead. Sarah Polley. Wow, Sarah Polley just sent us on a little side mission.
You did that.
She's like a nurse at a hospital, and that's where it kind of opens. She's just having like her regular day. She's finishing her shift. She goes home. sees her little neighbor
Neighbor.
girl on the street. I think she's skating or something like that. And then she goes inside to see her husband. They lay down, and then they look in their hallway and they see the little girl. Little girl just attacks the husband, like basically just rips his fucking throat out, you know?
Mhm.
And all of this takes place, I think, in what, like 10 minutes is the opening, you know?
It's quick, but it's
very
effective.
quick, very fast. Like it goes from 0 to 100 very quick, because in this movie, if you get bit by a zombie, you turn pretty quick too. But so Sarah Pauli's
And I love
husband,
that.
yeah, he turns really fast, tries to attack her. She escapes, gets in her car, is trying to escape her neighborhood, and like by this point, just chaos has erupted outside. There's houses on fire. Bitches are getting like ripped apart in the street by zombies. Ambulances are crashing into people. Like just utter chaos. And
The
you see
chaos
all
of
of
it
this
all.
before even the title card comes up.
Mhm.
But when it does, it plays one of my favorite Johnny Cash songs. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Which song is it? It's not Ring of Fire. What is it?
No, it's When the Man Comes Around.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh yeah, because the title card. I think does it play at the end as well?
Oh, I don't know.
I remember like the credits with that song, and like the credits, like blood is smearing. I think it is the beginning, and like it just looks cool. I love like an aesthetically cool, like the people's names turn into like smears of blood while
Yeah.
that song is playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing is so, stuff is gonna pop off. Just like like Jaws, most of these openings, something's gonna happen, but you don't know when. But with that one, it is like you said, very fast. All of us, it's 0 to 100, and I love a smart character. Like, yes, we've talked about we love dumb characters and stupid people in movies. Like they are the best. But
I think because they're the most
for
relatable to us.
the most
James, you know?
relatable, yeah, like that'd be me.
Yeah.
Diseased. But like the smart characters are the ones that make me more like anxious and nervous, and I root for them more, because if they're doing everything right, I'm like, please live, please live, please live. And the movie is just shot beautifully and edited very well. So it's like panic inducing from the second that little girl's in the hallway, and the panic never really stops till the end credits. And even then, the end credits are actually spliced with more footage, and then the post credits has more. Like it's just, you're on edge the whole time. And then I forgot that movie has, oh my gosh, Dunphy, the dad from Modern Family, plays like a douchebag. He's the one who
he's
like
an
sleeps with that
asshole.
blonde girl. He's a total
Mhm.
asshole. I need to watch that again. I haven't seen that in a minute. Ving Rhames, love. The
As I was,
redhead from Wrong Turn, love.
The redhead from Wrong Turn, she's in it. Yeah, she
Yeah.
plays
Mhm.
like some young girl or whatever. She
Yeah.
plays like a young character. But I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not as young as you're playing, you know?
She's like 28, 29,
Yeah.
probably playing like an age. She's like, boo, I have a
Yeah.
boyfriend now. Yeah.
Yeah. I threw this on as I was doing research for this episode today. I was
Oh.
like, let me rewatch that opening, because like that's sticking with me for whatever reason. I
Yeah.
can't stop thinking about it. And I'm glad I did, because yeah, this is a fun movie. Is it as good as the first one? Absolutely not. It's trashy. It's whatever. It's a remake.
Yeah.
But I think a fun remake. So Dawn of the
I would
Dead
put that-
2004.
2004. I would put that on the list of like remakes. If we ever do like a remake episode,
I would
that
love
would pop up. We have to do a remake episode. Speaking of remakes, this one's not a remake. I love transitioning to things that we're not previously talking about. One of my favorite opening scenes that I feel like we just don't, no one talks about enough, is the opening scene of The Faculty. Did you pick it? Did you pick it?
Yes!
I'm holding up we're both holding up the tape, or you have the DVD? No, the
I have
tape.
the
We're
tape.
both- We are both holding up the tape. This movie is such a such a like clusterfuck of genres. I know, right?
I'm so
Mwah.
happy. Yeah.
But the opening scene it's such
Giving.
a cool combination. It's giving. It's all adults. There's no like kids involved. It's all the teachers and the principal. It is very like, I don't know, it just perfectly sets the tone. It's the principal basically telling the teachers that sorry, all the funding's been cut, everything goes to the football team, whatever. And the teachers are like, okay, whatever, thanks. And they all go to leave. And then the principal's like, I forgot something, and goes back to like get her keys or whatever. When she goes back, the coach, who's played by what's his face, who was the T2, the Robert Patrick. So he stumbles upon, he walks up to someone you don't see and says like, what are you doing out here? And it fades to black. That's the very, 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 very opening. And then it goes to the teachers and the principal. It is a full-on slasher opening. It's like, it's giving Scream. It's giving I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's giving Chase. And it's the principal, who is the aunt from Jumanji, who I love. We don't talk about her enough either. So, and she's again doing all the right stuff. She's like fighting back, stabs the principal, runs away. It's a full-on chase sequence in this school, which I think schools also are not utilized enough in horror movies. Like, what are we talking about with this movie? And it is scary and suspenseful. And there's a, I love a sense of urgency, right? The music is fantastic. It's giving late 90s peak horror slasher, whatever. But then the principal escapes with the help of Piper Laurie, who is Carrie's mom in Carrie. So she's so like soft spoken and muted. And she's like, oh, principal, whatever. Are you okay? Like, what's the matter? She locks the coach in the school. We think everything, all is said and done. Okay, cool. And she turns around and Piper motherfucking Laurie with her slow motion with the scissors just goes bam and stabs the shit out of the principal.
Jamie Lloyd's her. Yeah.
Jamie Lloyd's her. Yes. And all of a sudden she's like, that's good. That's good. And then all of a sudden she's like, I've always wanted to do that. And so it becomes, it's like it's a slasher movie opening that's done very well, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Great job. I love his work. But then it suddenly turns into a wait, like how many people are involved? Like it's very much a pod movie overall, but it asks a lot of questions, definitely sets the tone, and the whole rest of the movie is a who done it. It's not even a who done it, it's like a how many done it, because you don't know who is and who is not, alien. Essentially, it's
who's been body snatched and who has not.
Who's been body snatched, and like in the movie continues to mix genres by being a whodunit, but also being a slasher movie, but also being a creature feature. I just love that movie from start to finish. Josh Hartnett, peak cinema. Love his hair. Just, oof, everything. Yes,
I want to see that opening. You know what I mean?
Where's that opening? Show us. And he's making a comeback, so maybe he will. But
he's so cute. Can we just have a Josh Hartnett episode?
Can we?
Write it down.
Yes.
Good
if
pick.
you haven't seen The Faculty, you have to see The Faculty. I'm sure people have seen it, but I might watch this right after.
My next one is a sequel. The original film gets talked about a lot, especially the opening of the original film gets talked about a lot, just for being extremely scary, super creepy, and they're right. But what I feel like the first film falls short in is keeping that momentum throughout the rest of the movie, whereas the sequel kind of maintains it. I'm talking about When a Stranger Calls Back. When a Stranger Calls Back. That's what I'm talking about. Have you seen either of these movies, the first or the second?
Those have been on my list. Someone said I have to do a double feature or something and watch them both. I know it has what's her face in it.
Carol Kane.
I know her from comedy, and that look. Derek's holding up the tape, and she is holding a gun at a silhouette in the doorway. But no, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, you can tell him. You can talk about it. You can tell us.
I can talk about it without spoiling a whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first film, When a Stranger Calls Back, yes, the opening scene is terrifying. The call's coming from inside the house. It's famous. It's been copied, multiple times. Whatever. But like I said, the first film, like, it starts out with like, okay, this is like a horror movie, and then it just turns into like almost like just like a detective thriller, and doesn't really keep the suspense throughout until like the very end. When a Stranger Calls Back opens up with Jill Schoelen, who I also love, famous from Popcorn, famous from The Stepfather. She's a late 80s, early 90s horror queen. It's kind of like a throwback to the original. She's going to babysit some kids while the parents are out or whatever, and she hears a knock at the door, and she goes to check the door, and this guy's saying, hey, my car's broke down. Can you call someone for me? And she's like, God, I don't want to deal with this guy. And she goes and she like pretends to call, but she doesn't really call. And then she's okay, I called, they should be here in a few minutes. He goes, okay, thank you. And then she goes to do something else. And then you hear the knock again. She goes back. She goes, oh my God, leave me alone. And anyways, he's inside the whole time.
Oh,
he's inside the whole time.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything else.
Okay, gotcha. It's not the call is coming from inside the house. It is I am inside the house.
I'm inside the house, and the way he does it is very interesting. There's other sometimes. Do you know how I don't know if you ever. All right, there's an example in this movie where just dialogue, just them explaining something, really got under my skin. There's a part in the movie where the characters are talking about she lives alone, but she's coming home and she notices just small things in her house have been moved around. Things that she would only notice, like a book on her bookshelf has moved somewhere else, like little stuff like that. And for whatever reason, that creeped me the fuck out. Just thinking about that, like being
Yeah, yeah.
alone, and then you coming and like
Noticing.
who's been in here, right?
Yeah.
So creepy as fuck. I would just, James, if I were
Creepy.
you, I would just watch this one and not the first one. So
I don't have to have seen the first.
no.
Oh.
Carol Kane's character is in the first.
Yeah.
So there's that. But and she kind of
But there's
references things that happen in the first, but I mean, you really don't have to.
Gotcha. And isn't it like way after? Isn't it like the first one's like from the 70s or something, and the second
Yeah.
one is like early 90s?
This came out early 90s. I want to say mid 90s, maybe early 90s, 92, something like that. Yeah, it's a 90s. 90s
Okay.
movie.
I'll see.
Really
I've
creepy.
Been told, I've been told it's very good.
Some people think that it's stupid. I don't think so. The killer just does really creative things. I don't know. Not gonna say. Okay, that's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to ruin that for you. Because it was. I remember watching this at home. You know, when I was a kid, and just that opening, it really did terrify me.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me to my adult
Maybe
years.
we'll
Like
do,
I'm
a
still
live-
thinking
we'll do,
about
like,
it.
So this one we've talked about on a previous episode before, and it makes me a scared. But if we're talking about horror movie openings that set the tone and create like a sense of dread that stays throughout, then we are not going to not talk about The Ring.
The Ring.
Before you die, you see the ring. And it's the remake. Again, not Ring You. Ring You is cute. Ring You is a cute little movie. It's got some cute little scares in it. But The Ring,
The Ring.
destroys my senses on every level. That's the show. On every level, this movie it messes me up. But the opening scene is so bleak and slow and dark and creepy, and it's again shot beautifully. The sounds, you're just listening to two girls tell like a story. Two teen girls, seems realistic enough. It's got Amber. What's her name?
I don't know these girls' names.
It's got a girl who was also in, I believe, The Grudge 2. She's the one who plays Sarah Michelle Gellar's like younger sister in The Grudge 2. And she was also popular on like some TV shows and stuff back in the day. Anyway, she's in it with her friend, and they're talking about, this mysterious tape that kills you when you watch it, et cetera, et cetera. Find out one of the girls watched the tape. It's day 7. And it just kind of like follows them from the bedroom downstairs into the kitchen. She talks to her mom on the phone. You are uncomfortable from just how things are shot and from the sound effects in the background. There's not quite music, but it's just very weird and eerie. And then the TV randomly comes on in the other room. Aside from one like not great CGI shot, it was like 2002 or something. I'll forgive them. Besides that, it's it's so suspenseful and eerie. And again, mostly quiet. It's not much. There's not much music. It's just the sound effects. And the TV keeps turning on. I think she even unplugs it and it still turns on or something.
Yeah.
So finally she leaves. She hears a noise come from upstairs. We later find out that's the noise of the tape playing, because once you reach your 7th day, you get got. She walks upstairs. It is like the longest. It feels like the longest scene. She's walking upstairs. It is so slow. She gets to her bedroom door. There's water coming out under her door. I think the doorknob was even wet. And again, very quiet, very slow, very eerie. The second she opens the door, it flies open. There is a piercing sound, like loud sound,
like screeching sound,
and it zooms into the TV and then into her face. And the zoom into her face is super fast motion, but it goes from her screaming to, once you get to her face has like shifted and turned like gray. Like you're watching, basically she dies like this. But then later, we do get like a quick jump scare of the aftermath, which is her face all like contorted in the closet and stuff. But you watch it happen in the opening. It's just so sudden and jarring and scary to me. And it relies just on the sounds and anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole rest of the movie, I'm like, I can't deal with that happening again. And it's like every like 20 minutes, you get a random, like every like 15 minutes, they give you a sudden jump scare. You have the girl in the closet. I remember later on, there's like, I think he's like trying to like break down a door with something, but it just is like very boom. At one point, they're in the barn and there's like a jump scare. Like every 15 minutes, they throw a jump scare, but you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. But that opening scene is scurry.
You don't horror movies don't do that much anymore with like openings, unless I'm not thinking about something. I'm just trying to remember things I've seen recently that were just okay. Like I know what you did last summer didn't do it for me.
Oof. They didn't do
What's some
anything.
other stuff.
They didn't do
No,
any damn thing in that movie.
bring her back. Nothing really. Like
No.
I think it's kind of like a lost art form.
It
you know?
seems like slasher movies do it a lot now because of being like the homage to Scream. But
Yeah.
other subgenres don't as much. Like the opening scene, yeah, a lot of the times, like you know, you get like your Shudder originals and stuff. A lot of times they're great, but it's just kind of we start with where the story is starting.
Mhm.
There's no setup to give you the payoff later. Or if they
Yeah.
do a crazy opening scene, it just seems like it's there to it doesn't serve a purpose at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I just watched, we were talking about it earlier. This is older, but House by the Cemetery. And I watched the opening scene and I went, oh my God, that was so much fun. I'm like, that was creepy, weird. Like it just starts off with boobs. She has no shirt on. She's like, Steve, with her mouth not moving properly with the dubbing. And then she just walks in the kitchen. Steve is hanging on the back of the door. He's done dead. She gets stabbed. The knife comes out of her mouth. I was like, ooh, like Fulci knows how to do these practical effects. She gets dragged away
Fulci can
by
do
this
gore.
thing,
Yeah.
can do gore by this thing with like a mutated hand. And I was like, oof. I'm like, if that's the rest of the movie, I am so excited. And the rest of the movie is not that. The rest of the movie is not great in my opinion. And I kept saying, who are those people? Do we acknowledge them? Because they start talking about like, oh, the so-and-so who died in the house. And I'm like, oh, that was them. Then they're like, well, she died in the house, but then he hung himself in the library. And I'm like, so that wasn't them. Like we just had an opening that had no connection to the rest of the movie. So it literally serves no purpose. And
Yeah.
it misrepresents the film. It's a great opening to a lackluster film for me, overall.
Yeah.
So
with Fulci,
Scream-
a lot of his
Scream's right, The
stuff
Ring.
is you just are kind of along for the ride, you know. Like
That's what I realized.
some of
These
it,
movies are a showcase
always
for the
make
practical
sense.
effects. Yeah. We're not going to explain it.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be understood. Look at this blood,
Exactly.
Look at this blood. Isn't it neat? That's it. That's all. That's all it is. But yeah, The Ring was it was a great and could also again be a short film. I think that the best I'm seeing like a trend with the best horror openings that we're talking about. They can exist on their own, period.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop. That's it.
Good pick. Great. I actually considered The Ring as well, but then I didn't. I'm like, I bet you anything James is gonna pick this. I was like, so
predictable.
I'm gonna not. That was another one at the end. I was gonna
Mhm.
like honorable mention if you didn't throw it up.
Yeah.
I have two left.
I have
One
three just in case.
I rewatched recently because I always thought that the opening was super effective and creepy. And I think it was mainly when I was a kid, but as watching as an adult, it doesn't like, I can see maybe at being a kid, this would scare me, but maybe not as an adult. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But Stephen King's It, the original miniseries, It.
Yeah.
Not the Georgie scene, like the
No,
original.
it's the girl.
It opens up with little Lori Ann on her little tricycle,
With the sheets, right?
singing, oh my God.
I have no idea what she's singing. I just know
It's
that her mom's
the
doing
damn
laundry.
song, the nursery rhyme about the fucking down came the rain and
Oh,
washed
and
the
wash
spider
the
out.
spider out. Okay, that makes
What's that?
sense. Yeah.
How's that song start, James? I'm blanking. Why can't I think of this?
Itsy bitsy spider.
The
went up
itsy
water
bitsy
spout.
spider. Damn it. Wow.
How does it start?
How does it start? Wow. It's a bop. It really
Down
is. I
came
just
the
haven't listened
rain
to it
and- What do you mean?
So she's singing Itsy Bitsy Spider,
Yes.
going down the street, and her mom says, Lori Ann, get inside, it's about to rain. And, her mom runs inside and just leaves
Fuck
her
you,
outside.
Mom. Oh no.
And Lori Ann looks off to the side where the clothes are, there's like sheets hanging to dry, even though it's about to rain. Okay, whatever. And she sees like, as the wind's blowing and like as the wind blows, it shows Pennywise. And she catches a glimpse of him. But in my head, like I haven't seen this in a long time, but in my head, I thought that like he showed like his fanged version of himself to her.
He just looks mad one of the times.
Right.
If I remember
Well,
correctly.
he's smiling at first, and then
Yes.
it cuts to her, and then she's like, her face changes because I guess she sees like, the evil side of him, but you don't get to see that. And then the camera just cuts to the mom coming outside looking for her daughter. And her mom just looks to like the side and just screams. And all you see is like the tricycle turned over. You don't see like any blood
and hear the scream.
nothing.
I do believe I remember that scared me when I was a kid The thing is that movie is a lot of fun. It's TV movie, whatever, is a lot of fun, but it only has a couple actual scary parts. Parts that actually made me afraid when I was a kid. But that opening scene was one of them. You do see there's no fangs or anything, but he is smiling and the sheets like move away and she's like, tee hee, whatever. There is one time, because I remember specifically, this is in my brain, that when the sheets move, he's not smiling and he looks angry.
He looks
But
like he's
it's
frowned,
only-
mad.
He,
Yeah.
he's like frowning and looks mad at her, as only Tim Curry, the master, could do. But it's like 1 second, and then they show her, and she's like, "Huh?" And then she dies, probably horribly. And then later, there's a couple scenes like that. Like basically, when Tim Curry decides to like be mean, are the only times it's actually scary. But that one I feel like was handled well, that scene, and it's directed by Tommy Lee Wallace.
It did. I will say it did set the tone at the time for what
It set the
what to
tone.
expect for the rest of the movie,
Mhm.
because shortly after that, it's the flashback scene, or when they're kids, of Georgie,
Georgie.
getting attacked, in the
Yep.
sewer. So, and it does sprinkle some things throughout. Like I will say, like it is scarier when they are kids. There's I forget
Yep.
all their names. There's so many kids in this movie, but the
Beverly.
one where he's in the shower scene, there's like all those like the hands coming out.
Yes, yes. Is that Eddie?
The drain.
No,
Eddie. I
it
don't
wasn't.
think it was Eddie. It's the one.
No,
I forget
it
which one
wasn't.
it was. And then
So,
Beverly Marsh. He has like the
Ricky.
sink of Ricky, the sink of blood, and then the one where he's like in the boiler room and there's like a wolf man. That kind of
Mhm,
stuff.
yeah.
So it does. Like I said, it does set the tone. It's just, I don't know. Looking back on it as an adult, it wasn't as effective. So I don't know why I'm even talking about it, but here we are.
Way to waste my fucking time, Derek, with your
I
stupid
know. My
it
next
TV.
one's better.
No,
My next one's
no,
better.
it is a great. It's a good horror opening, and I will give you that. Especially because like people who have watched it, they're our age and they were kids when that came out, so it scares you more as a kid, and it's more charming now than anything. Especially because it is very much was a TV movie, and back then they were allowed to show nothing. So you have Tommy Lee Wallace, who did Halloween 3, which is like gore and heads ripped off and fingers and eyes and breaking this and that, whatever. And they were like, cool, now make a Stephen King adaptation with no blood, no gore, no scares. And he's like, bet, say less. So, but that opening scene is so effective because it doesn't show a lot. It's not the same as the other ones where like it can be like a whole mini, short film kind of thing, but it just gives you enough to be interested.
Your mind
Our
fills
next
in the
one-
blanks on it. Like you
Your-
can
your
imagine
mind-
what the mom
yeah.
sees,
Yes. Yeah. We love that. My next one is the complete opposite of that. So this movie is fine. It has 2 great scenes though. That's the thing. The movie is fine as a whole. Fun. But it has 2 See what I did there?
I sure
But
did. Yeah.
But it has 2 amazing scenes in my opinion, and one of them is the opening scene, and I think I've kept you in suspense long enough. It's Ghost Ship.
100%. This shows up
They-
on lots of lists
Mhm.
for horror movie openings, and
horror
for
movie
a very
opening
good reason.
Yes.
Great.
It's
opening.
another one of those. It starts off and it's like maybe like the 50s. I forgot the exact time period it takes place. It's a long time ago. It's a flashback of some kind. We're on a cruise ship following a little girl. I think Abigail something is her name. It's fine. She's a little girl and she's great. And she's like talking to certain, like the captain is like, want to have this dance, whatever. We see a couple characters interacting. Some normal, some seem kind of strange. Like you don't know. There's so much going on. It's like overstimulation on purpose. It all, makes sense later. You're seeing some things that are, they come into play later on as the story unfolds, but it just seems like something's going to happen. I'm probably being shown something that'll come into play later, but and then that does happen. But you suddenly see like a wire that is like kind of pulled in a certain spot. Like you start to seeing random things that you're not quite sure what it means or how it's going to add up. And it's a sudden 0 to 100 situation where in the middle of dancing and the song is playing and whatever, this wire gets pulled. And I should have mentioned, we are watching like 50 people dancing on a dance floor on this cruise ship. And when this wire gets pulled, it is a sudden fast cut where it goes like whatever, and the wire goes through all of them. That wire cuts through all of those people, and the music that was playing, which I believe was like
Except
the
for
woman,
one person.
except for one person, we find out. The music that was playing in the background, I think, was like the like cruise singer lady. That all stops. The music suddenly stops. I remember just being like a bing sound, and you can hear just like the wire, like going like because it's on like two pulleys, and it's kind of like slowly, like kind of jerking back and forth. Excuse my language, dripping blood. And then they cut to all of the people still standing on the dance floor, looking completely shocked. And then their bodies just start falling apart. And it is just so gruesome and crazy and wild to think that this is happening on a 50s cruise ship, especially because you're not expecting something like this. You're, again, expecting, oh, we're going to see like a little inkling of something that'll, mean something later. No, full on massacre. And the only person who didn't die was the little girl, because she was like too short. And she screams, and then I believe we hear like the sound of the ship. Oh, yeah, she's still hugging the guy, right?
She was hugging, like, was it her dad she was dancing with?
No, it was the captain. It was the captain.
She's hugging him, and then
up, and he looks down, and like the top of his head goes bloop and falls off, and she screams, and I think we hear like the horn of a ship or something, and then it cuts to like present day, and et cetera, and ghost ship. The other great scene is the flashback where you see the rest of what happened that night, because basically it was just a massacre on the entire ship. Everyone essentially died. So really the only two good parts of that movie are the parts that take place back in the day. But that scene was great. It doesn't quite set up the tone of the rest of the movie, because the rest of the movie, like you had mentioned before with another one, doesn't keep that momentum. But the scene itself is awesome. You said your next pick would be better, so
my next pick is better, but I don't think you've even seen this movie.
Probably not.
Directed by the king himself, Stephen King.
John Carpenter? Oh.
1986's Maximum Overdrive.
I watched this once when I was a kid. I remember nothing about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. The opening is incredible. It's another one that goes 0 to 100 right off the bat. It kind of sets you up. It does one of those like shots of like the Earth, and there's a comet that's going by the Earth, and it causes all the machines to turn on to like become sentient. They have minds of their own, and they try to turn on humanity and kill everybody. So cuts to just like everyday life, and like you get to see people experience this in real time, like just little things. Like there's even like a shot of Stephen King at the ATM, like he puts himself in his own movie trying to get money out, and the ATM like is like cussing him out, saying like "fuck you, asshole." Like back to it. Cars are malfunctioning everywhere. There's this very memorable scene of a drawbridge where it's full of cars, and the bridge starts going up when it's not supposed to. And there's all these people that are in their cars. And there's like some that are like on the split where it's like splitting that fall into the water underneath. Cars start rolling back. There's like this truck that's carrying all these gigantic watermelons, and they just start falling and crush this car, this couple behind them, and everyone's screaming. Shit's just going fucking just bananas. And it's incredible. So people shit on this movie a lot, and I don't understand why, because it's really fun. I think even Stephen King hates this movie. But
fun.
Like, it's so fucking fun. I love this movie.
Didn't he say he was like on cocaine when he directed it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sounds amazing though. Like, I mean, don't do drugs, kids, but that sounds fantastic. I'd want to see even more knowing that. I actually had two movies, and I've decided I'm not showing either of them. I've decided to go with a different one altogether.
A swerve.
And I can tell you what the other ones were going to be afterwards, but they
can be your honorable mentions.
Yes, my honorable mentions, because I feel like you can't talk about horror movie openings without talking about this franchise. And I'm shocked that it did not come to mind until just now when you said Bridge. And I went, oh, this franchise is known for opening with insane amounts of people dying in crazy ways, from airplanes to bridges to NASCAR races. But I think the most iconic that traumatized a generation, and it's just like a 10-minute crazy, awesome, scary opening scene that definitely sets the pace for the rest of the movie. Is the log truck highway scene from Final Destination 2. I'm holding up the VHS that has the what's it called again?
Is it holographic?
I was gonna
Maybe
say holographic.
it's not
shiny.
lenticular because lenticular is like
No, the one that's
ridges and
like
it like
it's like a
changes
piece, yeah.
shape.
No. It's just like super shiny. But
Mhm.
the airplane scene from the first Final Destination movie is amazing, especially when you see that the plane blows up in the background and it like blows the glass, you know, off the windows of the airport, and everyone's like, "What the f?" Like that moment sells the previous scene of the
Mhm.
premonition. Um, the characters have a premonition of a terrible thing, and then they stop it from happening, and then death comes for them. Just in case you haven't seen these movies. The second one is the highway scene, and I love that part 3 is the roller coaster. It is atrociously bad CGI, so I can't give it to part 3. I'm just sorry. It is so terrible. Love that third movie. It is amazing, and people crap on it for no reason. I love 3, but the
Oh, I
opening
would
scene,
drag a bitch over part 3.
yeah,
That's my
yeah. But
favorite. Yeah.
we'll die on that hill. Will Final Destination die on that hill? But I can't give it to that because the CGI. The fourth film I don't speak of. The fifth film is the one that has the bridge, and I really love that opening.
I'm about to
The
get
sixth,
you.
you're about
I'm
to
about
get
to
me.
get you. I'm about
Oh
to get you.
no. The
Mhm.
sixth
Mhm.
movie, I love that opening too. They're all okay. Most of them, they're all fantastic. But this one, they only give you like 20 seconds of this girl's like, I'm going. Wait, what? Do you have a
I have a
question?
question.
Okay.
I have a question. I
Okay.
gotta stop you
Oh my God.
because when's the last time you've watched that scene?
Which one? This
Part
one?
2. Yeah. When's the last time you've seen the logs themselves?
I guess a couple years ago. The CGI holds up better than the roller coaster.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
When's the last time you need to watch part 2 opening and then watch the part 3 opening and tell me that the logs don't look better than what they gave us with that roller coaster.
I watched part 2 recently and I'm like, oh damn, those logs look so bad.
They look okay.
Just
I think they look okay.
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 Ooh. Okay. So, you know what? Let us know in the comments which CGI looked better or worse, part 2 or part 3. But this one doesn't have as much CGI in it, which I think is why it works maybe
Totally
better.
fair. That's
Because
fair.
it's like the logs and then maybe like a little bit boop boop here and there, but it's a lot of practical.
Yeah.
Where I think
Oh,
because the third one
great
is like
scene. I'm just picking on
it's
you, James.
like,
That is a
oh yeah, I
great
know, yeah,
scene.
you're a
Yeah.
bitch. But because the third one is all CGI, like it just doesn't age as well. The scene is fantastic. I love the third movie. Probably the one I'd rewatch the most of all of them.
It's the
Like
most fun. Yeah.
it's the most fun, and I'm obsessed with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She can do no wrong in
Diva
anything. Diva, queen, goddess, my
mother.
inspiration, mother.
Mhm.
So, but she's not in this one. This one, the acting is not as good. Doesn't need to be. It's just like a perfectly kind of set up. It's everything's like a chess piece in the choreography of this accident, and I feel like the opening was handled, besides like part 5, maybe the choreography of what happens was handled the best in the most satisfying way. But the girl has a premonition that there's a car accident where the log truck that we all know of, because it's any and everyone that's seen this movie, actually you don't even have to have seen the movie to know about the log truck scene. I feel like
You can't
it's
escape if you're on Instagram, you can't escape
yeah,
that. Like it
all
pops
the
up.
internet.
Yeah.
It is a part of pop culture.
Mhm.
So the log falls off, goes through the cop car, kills him. Someone else spirals. This person turns to do this. Always killed me. Oh my God, the water bottle falling under the brake pedal. So did you just spit that drink back into your cup?
I spit the piece of ice that ended up in my mouth back into the cup.
I was like, is she okay? Sorry. So
I was trying to be discreet, you goddamn bitch.
no, I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna tell everybody. And the water bottle goes like under the brake pedal in the mom and kids car, so she can't stop the car. They blow the fuck up. It's so chaotic. You have the guy screaming while he's burning to death. You have the what is it? The guy in the motorcycle flies off the bike, hits a log, and then his bike like tire hits him, and it just like whatever. It is so great. Technically, it doesn't make much sense. I will say this, and this always kind of irked me. I'm like a logistical queen. So things my brain goes right to like logistics. So it takes about 4 minutes for this accident to happen, like 3 to 4 minutes. But when she stops the car after the premonition and tells the cop, like, there's going to be an accident, when the log truck goes by, number one, it goes by like way after they would have gone, which is strange. And then it's about 30 seconds later that the accident happens. Like, it doesn't correlate time wise with how long the actual premonition was, but I forgive them for traumatizing a generation. So I give it to them.
Okay, is that it?
I think that's it. Everyone, meet us in the comments and let us know if you agree with our choices. You can listen to more Don't Be Dead wherever podcasts are available, or watch full episodes early exclusively on Patreon. Please leave us a review, and until next time, don't be dead. If I had a nickel for every time someone asked about my opening, sorry.
Stupid.
You're dumb. Okay. Judy, you're stupid.